Blessings, friends. It's Maya here with an Astro update. On May 12th and the 13th, we'll be having a full moon in the intense, passionate, and mysterious sign of Scorpio at 22 degrees. Those of you who have planets in the fixed signs of Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, or placements around 22 degrees, will likely feel the effects of this full moon the most. A full moon is when the sun and the moon oppose each other in the sky, creating a peak, tension, or culmination point, emphasizing a need for release, surrendering, or letting go. On a positive level, this lunation can be resourceful, passionate, strategic, loyal, and magnetic. On a challenging level, this lunation can be probing, manipulative, secretive, resentful, and emotional. This lunation is squaring Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, breakthroughs, breakdowns, and unpredictability. Look to see what houses Taurus and Scorpio fall in your natal chart to see how a sudden change or culmination point is manifesting for you, as Uranus is in Taurus and the moon is in Scorpio. Typically, the Taurus-Scorpio axis is one of money and resources, personal money and personal resources versus shared money and shared resources. Mars is the ruler of this full moon, thus whatever house Mars falls in your individual natal chart will also be lit up and activated. With this lunation touching Uranus, we may be undergoing a shocking transformation, dealing with our own or another's scorpionic psychological underpinnings, deep bonds, intimacy, secrets, shared money, and occult topics. Scorpio is a fixed water sign, which can be quite deep and emotional, dealing with the deep end of murky waters in the depths of the sea. With this opposition, we may be called to face deep-rooted fears, emotions, and bouts of frustration that need to come to the surface for greater healing and catharsis. Mars, the ruler of this lunation and the planet of action, drive, and warrior-like energy, is currently in the sign of Leo, representing the dignified lion. Mars here is harmoniously flowing to Venus, the planet of love, beauty, and relationships, possibly bringing an added sense of ease and harmony to our actions, efforts, and relationships at this time. Questions to ask ourselves during this full moon in Scorpio: how can we harness our power? And what is our relationship to power and control? What is our relationship with shared money and shared resources at this time? How do we handle unexpected truths? How can we face sudden changes at this time with strategy and logic? How can we face our own or others' deep-seated emotions that may be bubbling to the surface for recognition in conscious ways? How can we be resourceful at this time of this lunation? How can we break free from patterns to have a breakthrough in our life? What aligned actions, efforts, and relationships will bring us greater harmony moving forward? What area of life will this full moon be happening for you based upon your rising sign? For Aries rising, this full moon will be happening in your 8th house. This can be an ending or a culmination point having to do with shared money, shared resources, investments, inheritances, taxes, loans, deep bonds, intimacy, and the occult. For Taurus rising, this full moon will be happening in your 7th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point around personal relationships, business relationships, contracts, marriages, negotiations, agreements, and legal documents. For Gemini rising, this full moon will be happening in your 6th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with your health, work, coworkers, daily routine, diet, exercise, as well as pets and animals. For Cancer rising, this full moon will be happening in your 5th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point around your creativity, self-expression, romance, dating, hobbies, children, as well as celebrations and entertainment. For Leo rising, this full moon will be happening in your 4th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point around home and family life, property, real estate, emotional security, inner safety, as well as ancestral roots and tradition. For Virgo rising, this full moon will be happening in your 3rd house. This could be an ending or a culmination point around one's communications, how we think and speak, as well as local travel, community, neighborhood, extended family, as well as short-form learning and writing. For Libra rising, this full moon will be happening in your 2nd house. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with your personal resources, how you make money, income, material possessions, as well as your personal values and self-esteem. For Scorpio rising, this full moon will be happening in your 1st house, in the house of you. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with your identity, your physical body, outward appearance, and new endeavors. For Sagittarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 12th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with addictions, self-undoings, the subconscious realms, subconscious programmings, spiritual practices, as well as possibly even finishing up some things behind the scenes, as the 12th has to do with the unseen realms. For Capricorn rising, this full moon will be happening in your 11th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with large groups of people, friends, friendships, organizations, networking, progressive ideas, as well as future hopes and wishes. For Aquarius rising, this full moon will be happening in your 10th house. This can be an ending or a culmination point having to do with your career path, leadership, recognition, notoriety, public image, as well as status. And last but not least, for Pisces rising, this full moon will be happening in your 9th house. This could be an ending or a culmination point having to do with long distance travel and trips, higher learning, belief systems, as well as morals, publishing and teaching, and pilgrimages. Full moon in Scorpio. Blessings to you all.